Yeah, talk about all encompassing, man.
Yeah.
They had all sorts of they had to do all sorts of different things. You think about the modern day musician with like, you are your own business. You have your own Instagram account. You have to do your own video work. You got to mix your own records a
Yeah.
lot of times. You're working on a budget and you have to have all of these skills you pull from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, that's just kind of how they've all done. I mean, these guys had to be able to dance and then put together this amazing like live performance. They had to hustle. They had to put out, like promotional material. They
Yeah.
had to do the touring. Like
Mm-hmm.
you've always kind of had to be a jack of all trades
Oh yeah.
in order to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I feel like it's shifted now, but
Mm,
definitely, yeah. You've always just kind of had to have multiple skills, singing backgrounds, and being able to, having coordination and being able to, hit
right.
the steps, and that kind of stuff.
Exactly. How do
Yeah.
you feel like it's changed nowadays?
Man, well,
What do you see as
I
difference?
feel like, well, I feel like it's changed in a lot of different ways, and I feel like it's changed like on all the different levels. So like it's changed for like major pop stars. It's changed for
Mm-hmm.
maybe like more regional acts, and it's changed for just independent artists who are just trying to get out there.
Right.
Um and I think it's more focused on kind of like the digital aspect of everything, as far as like
Right.
social media, and the fact that and the accessibility of everything. So like
Mm-hmm.
having video editing equipment in your home, like having studio grade audio equipment in your home, and
Yeah.
the flexibility that offers, but then also the additional skills that requires on top of
Right.
everything else.
Yeah. You hear so much of like the most important thing is to like niche down, find what you're like really good at, and
Right.
then do that really well so
Mm-hmm.
that you can be the person that people come to for that.
Right.
I feel like at the stage now, I'm just doing whatever I can just to get something going,
Yeah. Yeah.
including starting a podcast, including, working with as a production client, making my own music, doing
Yeah.
YouTube content. It's like it really doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see that as a good thing,
Yeah, for sure.
as the ability to get yourself out, and no one's just sitting behind like an NPC and just making a beat and sending it out and then no one knows anything about them anymore.
Right.
It's like everybody, you have to have this personality. Your brand is you. I
Yeah.
mean, we talked a little bit about this, and
Mm-hmm.
just that whole mindset of getting like, what is the product I'm selling?
Yeah.
It's me. And that is a hard thing to put your mind around. How do you feel like, where do you feel like you fall on that line as far as promotion and social media and how it all fits into your goals?
Yeah. It's been hard. I've struggled with this a lot, especially probably in the last probably 2 years or so, maybe two
Mm-hmm.
and a half, 3 years, really. Um, because I think for me, I've always been a very private person, and I've always looked up to my heroes who were very private people, like
Right.
Prince, like D'Angelo, like
Right.
and I'm like, how would they be functioning like if they were my age right now?
Right.
And it's like, would they be adapting? Like, would they be doing all these things? Would they be like doing what I'm doing, which is kind of like just kind of sparingly, just kind of participating in a passive way, but just uploading things occasionally, or. So I've been struggling with that for a while, because of that, and I've like gone back and forth with myself, debating like, do I want to create some kind of, you know, not alter ego, but some kind of
Mm.
entity that I kind of stand behind, that's kind of
Yes.
faceless, you know what I mean, that I can kind of just operate as, like in an
Yes.
incognito kind of way. Um, and it just kind of just didn't end up happening that way because of this trip that well, not this trip, but I toured Japan for a week in 2019, and
Mm.
it changed my life because of
Mm.
just the hospitality and how genuinely interested in like me they were, even though I wasn't even like
Mm.
a featured person. Like it was a trio that I was a part of that went over there. These two um, jazz musicians that I know from New York. They're originally from
Mm.
Cuba, and
Oh, cool.
we were going over there to um, promote this Japanese documentary on Afro-Cuban music. And somehow
Wow.
the director had gotten in contact with these two gentlemen and featured them in the documentary and wanted them to come over and just kind of perform to promote it and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience, and I mean, I had never, experienced anything like that, and it really just kind of opened my mind like in a universal way to like my
Mm.
own um uh validation in a sense, that
Mm-hmm.
I am worthy of folks like you know seeking me out and wanting to know more about me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because I'd always wanted to kind of just be behind the thing, but I just felt so compelled to just kind of just put something out there, and that's how the Old Soul Music EP kind of became.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is great, man. I love that.
Oh man, thank you,
And you
man.
had toured. You had toured before. Is this before? Because you toured with Natalie Press, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
And was this before then or after that?
Before, because
Okay.
I toured with Natalie like it's about three tours I did with her. It was like a small one, like in August of 2018, like pretty much fresh out of grad school. And then in November we did like a month long European tour that was kind of headlining for her.
Mm.
And then in January of 2019 we did an opening run for Casey Musgraves in North America.
Cool.
So we're kind of just
You ended up on NPR Tiny Desk, which is
and
sick.
that too, yeah. We did that like right at the end of right after our very last show with Casey. I think it was like the following Monday.
You guys were tight, man. That band is like, you guys were in sync,
Oh
man.
man, thank you,
It was
man.
locked in.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you,
I
man.
always heard that. You got to go see a band at the end of their tour because at that point they've been shedding for like, for like a month or 3 months or whatever,
Yeah,
five
absolutely.
months, 6 months, and they're like, they are locked in.
Yeah, man. Definitely. It was an amazing experience for sure.